What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Everyday Money Guy. If this is your first time to the channel, consider subscribing to grow your wealth, success, and put you on the road to financial freedom. Also, make sure that you hit the like button to help this video and this channel within the YouTube algorithm. Today we have some big news on the second stimulus check and the latest stimulus package for the coronavirus relief. If you guys have heard in the news, Pelosi and Mnuchin, they were not able to come together and close a deal. And then the bigger part of the news is that President Trump issued orders to his representatives to stop negotiations on a wide-ranging stimulus package until after the November elections. So there are pretty large differences between the Democrats and Republicans on the size of the deal in total, how much money will be given to state and local governments for recovery, and on extended and enhanced unemployment benefits for folks that have been forced out of work due to the coronavirus. Now, there is still broad bipartisan support for stimulus checks, which I'm sure a lot of folks out there are tuning in for this news. That still remains very popular with Democrats and Republicans. And then there is also support for specific industries such as airlines, which have been hit particularly hard with reductions in travel. However, like I said, the differences between the parties on aid for state and local governments and unemployment is one of the major sticking points of this deal. Federal Chief Powell said that another stimulus measure would be very beneficial to the economy, and our recovery will be much slower without more stimulus, as well as the markets taking a substantial hit in trading yesterday and in the futures market this morning. However, Trump has made some tweets overnight that he would like to pursue smaller individual stimulus plans for various things individually instead of a broad, comprehensive stimulus bill that he would pursue, according to him, after the November election. So the bottom line for right now is it does not look like there will be stimulus checks in the near future for folks. So what are you to do if you are in trouble financially and you were counting on this money to get you through? One of the first things that I can recommend to you is see what kind of expenses that you can cut. And I know that this is probably something that you're already doing, but just for the sake of making it through until either your job comes back or till another stimulus check lands in your bank account, think about cutting things such as cable television, eating out, subscriptions that you have to services, such as Hulu, Netflix, Spotify, any extras that you can think that you can cut out. If you can reduce vices, if you smoke or drink alcohol or use drugs, consider reducing those if you can. You're going to have to get creative because there is no end game thus far on when this coronavirus thing is going to be over, when we're going to have a vaccine, or when there's going to be more stimulus money. If you run into a situation where you can't pay your rent, your mortgage, credit cards, car loans, things of that nature, you need to call these lenders and let them know, or your landlord or whatever, and let them know that you are having a hard time and that you will be late on your payments. If you don't do that, they just assume that you are just not going to make that payment. And with a lot of the protections that have been put in place with the different coronavirus bills and laws, you may be able to defer those payments until a certain date, hopefully after you have become reemployed or we get some sort of stimulus money. In addition, there are some funds available from the CARES Act and other relief funds for especially rent and mortgage payments. Look to your local governments. You can call them. A lot of the times they'll have information to where you can access these funds, as well as just search it in Google, like for example, if you are late in your rent due to coronavirus, you can Google what to do if I'm late on rent or my mortgage due to coronavirus, and they may lead you to some links that has funds available for you to keep you afloat for the time being. Now, here's my thoughts on what will happen with this stimulus in the future. I do believe that another stimulus check will be issued, and there will be another comprehensive stimulus package because there is so much demand for it from the public, and there is bipartisan support for it in the government. However, how it happens is still going to be a mystery. And there's several different options that game out here. Either Trump wins the November election and the Democrats are just going to have to play ball with the hand that they are dealt. Or Biden wins in the November election and a stimulus is passed through a presumably more friendly to Biden Democrat Congress. In addition, I do believe that airlines and critical infrastructure and industries will end up getting some sort of a bailout because they will be necessary for the recovery in the future, for air travel and other critical industries that are getting hammered by travel and leisure being essentially shut down due to coronavirus. Either way, you're going to have to survive until then, and that is going to be on you to come up with a plan to make it through until you can get some money in your hand. However, in the end, the stimulus checks that we're talking about, if they're similar to the ones that we got earlier in this year, will be approximately $1,200 per adult and then $500 for each dependent. In reality, that's not going to go very far, especially if it's just you and you're in an apartment and your rent is, $1,000 to $1,200 a month, something like that. That's only going to cover 1 month's rent without utilities or food or anything like that. So once we're past this, just consider starting to have a larger rainy day savings fund. Keep, 3 to 6 months of expenses in some sort of an emergency fund. Consider having and developing multiple streams of income so that you're not reliant on that one job for your entire financial security. I know that is easier said than done, but there are just some avenues that you can seek out to diversify your streams of income to keep you safer in the future if there is ever some sort of job loss for you, unfortunately. Also, another great way to keep yourself out of financial hot water is just to keep your expenses low. Keep your debt level low, keep your monthly outgo low as far as utilities, fuel, car payments, credit card payments, subscriptions, and just anything extra that you may not need. That will keep you more financially solvent if there is a financial crisis or a job loss in your future, which hopefully there's not. Guys, that's it for today on the second stimulus package. Hope this gave you some information, and I hope that we can all get through this coronavirus thing healthy and financially stable. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel. It really helps it grow and helps me create more videos for you. So I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time.